Hello everyone. This is another race line video for Kern Raceway. I do have to admit this has been one of the hardest videos thus far to make because there are a few different lines you can run. I've probably done 100 laps of practice, and I think I've got it narrowed down as to a quick out lap and what I would do in a race situation to run the fastest. Now, the out lap and your first lap is also going to be the fast lap. However, you're going to go through your tires so much faster than if you go up half of a lane and run the seam. So I'll show you what all of that means when we run our uh, much slower laps here. But as I've done before, we're going to start out from the pits. We're going to go run an out lap. We're going to run 5 full-speed race laps, and then we will go slow everything much down and go to the uh, when to let off, what to look for, and so forth. So here we go. There we go. Okay. So on the fifth lap, we ran a 598. Now, that's not the fastest I've ran. I have got a 593. So at that point, we're splitting hairs, but I did want to show you guys the lap as we cross the start finish line at 98 miles an hour. Okay, so going down the straightaways, if you will, we try to keep the left side of the tires, or the left side tires rather, on this tar line. And the first thing I'm looking for is this black spot on the wall. As I approach that black spot on the wall, I'm going to start a nice gentle turn in, and I'm going to be looking for these white lines. So frame by frame, as the track kind of makes another turn to the left here, we're just going to kind of continue with that turn again at this mark, and we're going to stay full throttle until we approach, or I'm sorry, once we kind of cross this black tar line with the right side of the car. So as you can see, as soon as it crosses the right side of the car, we're going to let off. We're going to continue this arc down just as we would like a Langley. We're just going to kind of go a nice gentle swoop or a nice gentle arc down to this white line where we're going to pick the throttle back up. Okay, and as I approach it, Start to pick the throttle back up. Now the next thing I'm looking for is this blue box coming around the corner here. By the time I get to this Peterbilt sign, I'm going to be full throttle. So as you can see, Peterbilt right off the nose, full throttle, and we're going to let the car kind of steer itself, and we're going to start to unbind the car with the steering wheel. We're going to drift all the way out to the wall, and we should be parallel with the wall somewhere around this second rub in the paint. And there we are. Our wheel is almost straight. We're parallel to the wall. We're right at that second set of scuffs. Now, as we approach this next turn, we've got two different lines, if you will. So the first line we're going to do is we're going to start to turn in at this grate. We're going to do somewhat similar as we did the other one, but there's also, and I didn't cover this, I should have, but this other black scuff mark, we're going to treat it just like we did in turn one. As we approach the scuff, we're going to turn in. As soon as we cross this tar line, this tar seal or seam right here, we're going to let off. And instead of going down to the white line, you're going to go and you're going to put the left side tires on this bottom tar seam. That's how I would run more race laps to save tires than I would continue to go down. Going down, the car seems a little unstable, and if you get too low on this white line, I haven't been able to save it yet. So the white line is more of a qualifying, like you want to try to set a fast lap line. But to be safe during the race, you're going to see me go back to this second mark, turn in. As I cross the tar line, approach this white line, I'm going to let off, and I'm going to put the left side tires on that second or that first tar seam right here. But on our outlap here, we're going to start to turn in at this metal, almost looks like metal guardrail, metal fencing, whatever. So we're going to start to turn in, like I said, prior to this, and we're going to start to turn in, and we're going to let off as soon as we hit these white lines. We're going to continue our arc all the way down to the white line. Now, this is the line I was talking about. That's going to be more of a safe race line, saving tires, and the car is much, much stable for reference point. But we're trying to do a fast outlap, so we're going to take the bottom. It is going to be a little more unstable, but it is approximately a tenth quicker. So as we come down, we're going to stay, I don't know, what is that, half a car off the white line? And as we approach turn 4 sign, let me back up. As we approach turn 4, we're going to start to roll back onto the throttle. And again, I said roll. Very smooth, not instantaneous, a very smooth, controlled acceleration. And we want to continue to throttle up nice and slow until we get to this second black box. When that is off the nose of the car, or as we approach it, we should be full throttle by this point right here. And as we approach it, I was probably a little too soon and lost a little bit of time. But we should be full throttle in between, let's just say in between this blue and black box. So as we continue, again, we're going to unwind the car. We're going to drive out of the corner. We're not going to scrub off speed. We're not going to keep our tires turned and chew them up. We're going to let the car drift out naturally. We're going to continue to ride this seam all the way around on our left side tires. And we should cross the start finish line at approximately 98 miles an hour. And there we go. So again, one full lap at race speed. And again, crossing the line, 98 miles an hour. That is the fastest way I have found in all of my laps to do consistent 20.6s. And I'll show you 6, 6, 6, 5, my fast lap, 6, 6, 6, 6, 7, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, and 7. So let me see if one of these laps is a higher race lap. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to back up one lap and we're going to go through this, what I'm going to call my race lap. Same entry points, same blocks or painted rectangles on the wall. Everything is going to be the same. We're just not going to turn down as far. We're going to stay up a lane or just below the painted lines. So again, as the track, we start to make that left, we're going to just continue the left. We're going to come down. As we cross that tar seam with the right side, we're going to let off. We're going to roll all the way down. But now we're going to kind of flatten out and we're going to roll this line right here. So I hope you guys can see that line right there. And as we approach that line, we're going to start to roll back onto the throttle, nice and easy, nice and easy. Again, we're about half throttle here at Kevin Harvick. And by the time we get to Peterbilt off the nose, we should be at about full throttle. Now on this lap, I wasn't. I didn't get full throttle until I was about here. So I was a couple signs past it. I can't tell you why, but I should have been able to be more full throttle back here. So again, we're going to continue to unwind the car. We're going to straighten the wheel, full throttle, drift out to the wall, parallel, and we should be right there by we should be parallel to the wall with the end of the first mark since we're a lane up. And again, we're going to stay full throttle all the way down. We're going to go past that metal guardrail to the black mark, just like the first one. And we're going to turn in just before it. We're going to stay on the throttle until we get to the white lines as they start to cross the hood. See, I've already started to let out. We're going to keep that nice continuous turn down to that first tar line, again, right here. And we're going to start to pick up the throttle again at Kevin Harvick. We're going to continue to roll on the throttle, nice and easy. and we should be full throttle again between these two, maybe three, depending on how good you can exit the corner. But somewhere in here, we should be able to be full throttle, and we are. So we continue to kind of roll around and follow this line until we drift back out. Same line as the low line. We're going to keep the left side tires on that line, maybe a little lower, and we should cross the start finish line again at about 98 miles an hour. And there we are. So those are my two lines that I run at Kern County. I hope they work for you. Again, this is the iRacing stock setup, so it's not the best. And if you have long green runs, you probably will have to trail brake going into the corners on both ends to help from pushing and scrubbing off speed and going through your tires that much quicker. So again, I hope this helps, but those are the two lines that I will run around Kern County.